Are you a list person? Do you have a to-do list? I know I do.
Thank you for fessing up to that. And you are so bad. It's like the first thing you do
Fessing up to it. I'm proud of it. That's how you accomplish things in life. You're the person without the list.
And the weirdest thing you do is if you accomplish something in the day that wasn't on your list, he actually writes it down.
I put it on the list to scratch it out again. It makes me feel more productive, right?
I don't get that at all.
I think there's great value in a to-do list. The very first thing on my to-do list says make to-do list. I mean, this is an important part of my life.
I'm not a list person at all, but I'll tell you something. I do value one list that we've worked on.
Yeah, something that we call the love list. And the love list, this is a little book that we wrote that is for any couple looking for practical things to do in their relationship. And this is a list that...
This isn't tasky, by the way. This is stuff that happens between the two of you that really makes you feel connected.
Anybody can do this list. And here it is. It's very simple. We suggest 2 things to do every day in your marriage. 2 things every week, 2 things every month, 2 things every year. Anybody can do this list. It's really easy.
I can actually do this list. Yeah. I mean, 2 things a day. I can pull that off.
So give an example of one of the things we do every day in our marriage.
Well, one of the things is find something every day that makes the 2 of you laugh together.
Yeah.
I just love this one.
Because most of the time we just kind of sit around and wait for the funny to find us.
Yes,
you know,
we do.
It's not that we're kind of hunting it down to bring it home and crack our spouse up. But if you will do this, be intentional about bringing more humor into your relationship.
It's so important to stay connected. And here's the deal. I mean, you kind of need to study your spouse's funny bone a little bit.
Absolutely.
Because when things happen throughout your day, you can bring them home and create that shared moment together.
And in the book, we actually have a little self-test that you can take to understand your spouse's funny bone as well as your own. Because we're not all designed the same way when it comes to humor, are we?
And we all have kind of a quirky little sense of humor.
I know what will always crack you up.
You do, don't you?
Anytime I can come home at the end of the day and tell you a story about how I look like an idiot and I was embarrassed, you think that's the funniest thing in the world, don't you?
I have to admit it is. I mean, you know this, my all-time favorite moment of the year was when we were speaking to 1,000 Marines. And,
Camp Pendleton,
yes,
I know.
and the professor, you know, and the Marines, so it's a little different.
Right.
And you completely fell backward off of the stool you were sitting on in front of the crowd of all these men you were commanding respect from.
I know, and here's the thing. Everybody in this auditorium, there were more than 1,000 people there, everybody in that room was concerned about my safety, with the exception of one individual who apparently thought this was the funniest thing that ever happened, right? And still does.
Yes. But the point is, I love it that you bring those moments home, and I think it's actually kind of healing when we just die laughing over them, and you don't have to feel bad about your moments.
Well, it's just one example of something that you can do once a day in your marriage that will kind of improve your love life. That's why we call it the love list.
It builds intimacy. It makes you feel very connected.
Another thing we suggest is once a week, do something active that'll lift your spirits together.
Yeah, and this is real important for women to understand because men and emotional intimacy, it's all about sharing an involved experience together. It's not about sitting and talking. It's about doing something active.
Yeah, exactly. And most guys, you know, we don't pick up the phone and call our friend and go, hey, you want to go out and talk? You know, we want to go do something. You want to go fish. You want to go to the game. You want to go do something.
So let's do it together.
Exactly, and improve your love life.